So we decided to mix it up today and start by going to Lowe's. Welcome to Urban Homesteading with Professor DIY, Mrs. DIY, and Elpida. We usually welcome you in our shop, but today, as I said, we are going to do it the proper way, as the British say, right? The proper way. And the proper way is by getting your material first. And if you're really proper, you get all the material you need so you don't have to come back, right?
Let's try that today.
We'll see how proper we are. Well, welcome to our channel, welcome to North Carolina, and welcome to Lowe's. So, a lot of welcomes today. We're going to catch up with you again back in the shop or inside Lowe's if we find something interesting to show you. So we're trying to select the wood that we want, the material we need, and since this is going to be furniture, we want it to be nice looking, right?
Yeah.
Now there are not too many options, but there are options that we can exercise. One of these, which are project boards, I think that's what they're called, aren't they?
Project panels.
Yeah, project board, project panels, and their fit is their 4S4, so minimal sanding, only in your cut areas and things like that. So
Yeah, and then we just need some.
we need verticals and
Yeah, verticals.
So these boards come covered in plastic to protect them from people like us that like to find the boards that like them, right? So,
I don't know what that means, but
while people moving the boards around,
yeah, they move them around in the store, try to find the best piece, and sometimes they're not as careful.
so the plastic is intended to protect the board. And to some degree, if it is not as damaged, to protect it from... So today, using boards like this and some dimensional lumber, I will buy 2x4s
Yep.
and two 2x4s. We're going to build for you this easel-looking entertainment mobile... What? Mobile entertainment...
Entertainment cart, yeah.
Alright. And we don't have a TV right here, but the TV goes there.
Yes.
Imagine this is the TV, you know?
Yes.
And that clip prevents the TV from falling forward, and that clip prevents it from sliding forward. So
Yes.
we are good to go. As always, we're going to show you every step of the way to build this, so you can build one yourself.
So we did purchase this Reliabuilt project panel. Really just means it's made to be used straight out of the wrapping. If you wanted this size, obviously we're going to cut it to the sizes we want, but it's nice put together board. You don't have to create your own joinery, and it's already at least semi finished with sanding.
So that our dust collection, as you know, it's a very high-end system that we use here at the Urban Homesteading Channel. And the next step will be to raise our blade just above the height of the board. We want to cut it, but we don't want to cut ourselves, right? And then, let's talk a little about it. We bought this piece with the dimensions we want in mind, right? And now for both the economy of material and the design we want, the dimensions we're going to cut it are unique to us. You can cut it any dimension you want, right? But we decided that that will be about 10 inches because that seems reasonable to us. Why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to cut strips of 10 inches, at least 2 or 3.
There's going to be 2 strips of 10 and then another smaller strip that we're going to use for another portion
Okay.
of it. Yep.
So we have our two major pieces. This was what we call a rib cut, right?
Uh-huh.
And now we're going to do the cross cut to the dimensions.
There is no cross cut.
That's it, the whole length?
Yeah, it's 36.
Fantastic.
The only thing we'll need to cut is this.
Okay. The stable cut.
Well,
okay.
do you want the...
No, I want someone to start it and I will do it carefully. Now, I did something that really I shouldn't have done, right? While ripping the fence is important, I should be here. In cross-cutting, again the rule, if your piece is wider than depth, you should not use the fence, right? So the reason I use it is because I felt comfortable doing it. It's not very heavy piece of wood. I can control it, but really it is not the safest way to do this cut. Probably the saw there
Yeah.
would have been the best to do.
the
But,
sled.
right, and one of the reasons why we went ahead with this is because it was already set at the correct width,
Right.
because we had cut it there, and so our cross pieces are meant to go there. So we should have some really exact fit here,
Or better,
right?
if we do not, we need to give up the channel, you know?
Yeah, like that's exact fit, and that's amazing, right? So it's
Yeah.
gonna look great.
And now we're going to attach them, we're going to start doing the assembly.
Assembly,
We're going
okay.
to fully assemble that, then we're going to fully assemble the bottom, and then we're going to put the sides around it.
Okay.
Was that recording or not? I don't know, let me... So here we have what we feel is a very nice joint, very nice connection, using our corner clamps. So the next step is we're going to use 2 or 3 screws with the very small, they are finish screws, so they are not going to be visible, especially after this is stained. So we're going to make pilot holes. Please stop re-drilling, make pilot holes instead, right? And Hukida went to the only place I couldn't see with my camera. Well done. Well done, madam. And we decided on 3 screws that are plenty, especially with the glue. The glue will do the heavy lifting.
The hefty lifting, yes.
Hefty.
And we're gonna be using these finish head screws, and we're gonna use short ones on the ends and a longer one in the middle.
We don't really need it, but Elpida is a little paranoid.
Well, I mean, it's furniture, we want it to stay together, that's all.
Yeah, you can, there. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, we have used them in other projects and they really disappear once you finish the piece, right? And even if they don't, they're very small. They're not going to scream from across the room that you need to fix them. Now, you notice that we pilot hole all 3 holes. And the main reason you do that is to avoid splitting your wood. Now, it is not a guarantee, it just makes it much less likely, right?
Right.
Some boards will split no matter what you do. We're going to repeat that in the other side, and then with the other board. So,
Right.
you can see here just a hint of glue squeeze out, which is exactly what you want. That tells you you have enough glue, but not too much that is dripping all over the place. You do not want excessive glue. Actually, it makes for a weaker joint, not a stronger joint. And we have the perfect squeeze out here. And now it's rinse and repeat. We turn the board over, and we are putting the next piece on top. And that will be our what is it called? We put our components in, right? DVD players and cable boxes, whatever we desire. So on our last connection, we just have to lift the board because we cannot move it anymore. But again, don't overdo your glue. And it should be almost perfect, right? We might have to do a small adjustment, and it looks pretty darn good to me.
I think it's got to go that way.
Yeah, a little bit.
There we
Yep.
go. There we go.
Actually, it is better for one of you to hold it than the other to clamp it,
Yeah, hold on.
so it doesn't move.
Have a little extra glue.
Yeah, but it's still not excessive squeeze out.
That's my finger.
More than the other one, but not excessive, right?
Yeah. Okay. Does that still feel good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Check this side, I cannot see it very well. I think it's just loose squeeze.
Yeah, because this is, well, it's got a little bit of a, it does have a little bit of a wiggle.
So we are looking at the other piece, and we're going to move it to see what look we like. So one option is to put it somewhat in the middle. For weight distribution, you do not want it in the front because you don't want it tilting, right? The weight will be on the top.
So this being the front.
Right. So you can put it in the middle or you can put it towards the back. Ladies, what do you prefer?
I think I like it at the back because that'll help keep the weight toward the back with the appliance is going to be in the front.
Okay.
With the top heavy.
So then we want this look, but of course, if you want to both lift it just to show them. So this will be the idea, right? But of course, we'll have something on the side,
Right.
around the side.
Yeah. Kind of a frame.
Yeah, so we're going to show you, this is the next part, but these are the two main surfaces, right?
Right.
Here we're going to put the components, and in the bottom you can put movies or other things,
Yeah,
it's a nice surface area, a plant, yeah,
Yeah, attractive.
whatever you desire. We're going to start by removing the round over from our 2x material because you didn't think we didn't buy 2x material, did you? I mean, we are cheap.
Right. We want to get the most of our money with what we build.
Yes, we do. So we're going to set it. You have seen us do that many times. We're going to set it.
And forget it?
No, we're not going to forget it. We're not going to forget it. Actually, you know what? Let's cut the height first. So we can cut them at the same time and make sure they're the same exact dimension.
Okay.
We cut them on this one here. And we make it easier to take the round. Now we're looking at our 2x4s to decide which one we like grain-wise the most, right? We spent some time making sure that these were reasonable straight because in this project that is important. And once we find one we like, the height we chose, and that is a preference. It is not written in stone, right? Was what we said, 5 feet 3?
Well, that's adjusted with the wheel height, so yeah. Which will make it more like a 5'6".
Right. And we think that's a good dimension, but depending on your height, you might want to do it higher or lower, right? So we're going to go to our saw now and make a straight cut. That's a 90 cut. We don't need to do a measure. We're in our super duper station. Again, only make sure that you're very flush to the back fences, and then it's a straight cut. We are set up for our cut. And again, all we're doing now is we're going to take the round over out of our boards. That's all, folks. Step is we go on the other round over. We are not moving this, we're just moving our fence, right?
Right, and that is because this is already set correctly to the blade to make sure we're taking off the right amount. So bringing this forward just make sure that we have the fence up against the now flat side of the wood.
And off we go.
Off we go.
Move your hand, please. It's amazing how it changes the look of the wood, isn't it?
Right, now we have a nice square cut board. Looks great.
Absolutely.
Looks
That little
great.
wood will waste it. I mean, this is our waste, right? That's nothing.
Right.
It's amazing.
And again, calling out the new blade. The new blade makes a huge difference. So this is a 2x4 that we have taken the sides off of to make it a square board instead of the roundovers. We're wanting to cut it in half, so what we did is turn it up on its side so that we have the 1.5 inch and set the fence here. Then we've also set our guide, and then when we run the board through on the flat side again on this side, it's going to be an approximate half.
Of course, I'm stupid. That's not what we wanted because we're going to turn the board. So. Okay.
So, as he was saying, because we want to make sure that this is guided at the width instead of at the short side, we need to reset this. Can you tighten these?
All right. We're ready, I think.
And as you can see, that's a pretty good measurement. Ready?
Give me that, please. You okay? All right. Can you put the thing on, please? Thank you.
That made a really nice little landing strip, didn't it?
Actually, that would be a perfect if you had like plywood. You wanted to edge it not to look like plies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And here is how you save money. If you were to buy 2x2s, there will be these would be more expensive than one 2x4.
Yeah.
So you save money by making your own, right?
Right. And the 2x4s for us today were like $383, I think.
And it was less actually because I overestimated. We only needed 2, we bought 3.
Okay.
And we do not measure, as you know. We only measure what is absolutely necessary. So we know the dimension of this, but still we're not going to use a measuring tape because we have the actual dimension.
Right.
What we're going to do is going to make a mark, and that's all we need to do.
Okay.
Before we're now cutting our piece, and we're going to triple check it to make sure it's the correct dimension, but not by measuring. we are a little long, but it's always better to be long than short, right?
Yep.
About the blade winds a little more towards him, and it wasn't straight for some reason. I cut it there. Small.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to cut it and go and recheck it. We are flushing it on one side. Let me see.
We didn't square the end before we.
That's fine. Yeah, this is imperceptible. It will close. But if you want to just take the half a blade off, you can. No need to measure. Just cut 2 or 3 times and you're going to get there, right? Now this is perfect in both sides, as you can see here. And now we're going to remove the round over. Now if you wanted a chunkier look, which we didn't, you could leave the 2x4 their dimension, right? And then you will need an extra 2x4. I just forgot we're cutting them.
Yeah. Okay.
I decided that if in the future we want to cover plies on plywood, we're going to make our own veneer. Look at this. This is DIY, what do you think?
Yeah.
This is awesome, right? You can glue it.
As long as you can protect it until you're ready to use it.
That's true with any veneer. Veneer is
Yeah.
kind of sensitive, right?
Which we know we worked with that a lot last week, didn't we?
And it can bend and it can kink, but
Yeah.
and it's
But
very
this
expensive.
but this is a really nice clean cut and very, very thin, so very usable. You
I
can
love
see.
it. Yeah. I just love it, don't you?
It's great.
And look how nice the grain looks. You're not impressed. Mrs. DIY is not impressed with my veneering skills.
All right.
In any case, onwards we go.
Onward.
Cleaning your tools is very important in woodworking, right?
Does that mean you're a tool?
I am a tool. And for those that say that those filters don't work, all of this could potentially be in your lungs. So we are strong believers on this very, very primitive but effective way of capturing a lot of dust, right?
Yep.
I mean, it is not state of the art, but it's good enough for us.
Use a lot of those really fine particles that get into the air, and that's a lot of that is going to go into your lungs. So it's very
Yeah.
effective in that.
So our next step, you might think we are crazy, but there is a method in our madness on why we're installing things the way we do. But as you remember, this is our bottom shelf, very, very close to the ground. And the first thing we did is to flip it over and decide which side we like better, right?
Right, and I like this side better, so that's the one I want showing.
Which means we have to turn it over because the wheels will go in the side we do not want showing. So we're going to put the wheels on the 4 corners. And before we start screwing, we are going to check and make sure that the screws are not too long. Because if they're too long, we're not going to use them, right?
Yeah, they might be.
Okay, so we'll take one off and we'll make sure. And if they're too long, we'll go to our screw supply and find a set that it isn't.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah, that is a little too long for comfort.
Even with the washer, I think that's too
Right.
much. Yeah. So to double check this, we actually put the washer there, put it against the edge, and as you can see, the screw. I'm gonna try to get it focused. There we go. Focus. The screw is actually touching the table, which means it will go through this board, and we don't want that.
Nope.
So we're gonna find some better screws. So because I want the wheels to be spaced as evenly as we can get them on each of the 4 corners, we found just some small pieces of wood that we're gonna inset each one, and we're just gonna put those on and then mark where the wheel needs to go.
You don't want to inset them too much because you won't be able to reach the locks.
Right, and each one of these does have a lock on it. See? And this just sets them in enough, I think, that you won't see them all, but you can still get to the lock.
And the point of order, if you do use wheels like we do, calculate that in the total height of your device, right?
Yes, which was part of our calculations, and these are like 2 3/4 inches high. And they are coincidentally the same brand of wheel that I had purchased for the kitchen mobile cart. They're just smaller.
So we're doing all our pilot holes, and then we're going to come around and
Install
use the screws.
Yeah.
This is a repetitive process, but it is part of the gig, right?
Yeah.
You've got to do what you've got to do. And everything else is rinse and repeat, right?
Yep.
We're going to do it all around, and then we're going to have a nice skating board. Strictly necessary, but we're going to insert our screws.
No, 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 no.
No. What was the difference? Why we couldn't go this way?
Because you're not going to space them evenly if you do it that way.
No one.
You know what? It's my piece, not yours.
It is your piece. It's still no one who's hidden. It's underneath.
Watch it.
So we're going to glue this piece
Wanna what?
and screw it, because this piece provides structural support to the whole. It is like a key. It supports everything. It controls the rigidity of the frame and also holds everything aligned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we do not want that falling apart if we can help it. And who is going to use the expensive equipment?
Oh, do we want to spread it?
Sure.
Okay.
We don't have to actually if you don't want to.
It's fine. I'll do it.
Again, the most expensive spreading equipment money can buy. Many years in the making.
But a very effective tool nonetheless.
Very effective too. It has never let us down.
Right.
Now we've made marks that will help us align the piece. Excellent. And then we're going to start. We're going to need all three of us, but we have the holes already. We are going to start attaching with screws.
Is that the right one? Because that was for the other screws.
I don't know. Let me see.
These are
Right there.
these are
I need the screws.
I know, but there's different size heads. And if
Yeah,
it's
we'll
if it's
work.
not the right size head, that's when they start slipping and we strip them.
slipping and stripping.
Right.
But make sure it's not going through. Okay.
Slipping and stripping, we don't want that.
Did it lift?
Yeah, it lifted.
Okay. When it lifts,
Did you reverse it?
yeah, I reversed it, but when it slips, take your screw out and then put it again,
There you go.
and it doesn't slip anymore. Those astute among you, you notice we have a hole without a screw. That's because our collar slipped and this is too deep, and if we put a screw, it will go through, and we do not want
So
that.
we had the stop collar on the Craig jig drill bit and it slipped. The lock nut slipped and it went a little deeper, so we don't want to put that one in there and have it come through the actual platform.
So we use two screws to attach it to the bottom. One goes all the way through the piece, the key piece that goes underneath our shelf, and the other goes on the shelf itself to prevent a little bit of racking, but it will still rack unless we put another support piece, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So this angle is something our power saw could
No
not
problem.
handle.
Yeah.
So we're using a hand saw to do that, and to help support that, we've got another piece behind here clamped on to the correct angle.
And try to tilt it towards you, because it will not tilt towards you. That will keep it straight. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
why we like the power tool.
And it's a little close here.
I'm sorry?
It's a little close for me here.
Okay. But that decision is good decision.
Yeah. Should have put it on the other end of the table probably, or at least backed it up some.
We're getting close. And now you see the advantages of the power tools, right?
Yeah, like this can be done. I'm just not used to doing it, so my arms are getting tired. That's all. If you're used to using hand tools, you'll build up that muscle, that
Really
strength.
fast.
Yeah, the muscle strength and ability and all that. Yeah. Trying not to cut through our pad on our clamp there. There we go.
Okay.
A little bit of cleanup and it'll be good.
Let's go and check it.
So the way we marked this was to have this next to our support. We put that down at the bottom, did a mark. We used the saw, we were able to get the saw to mark that off. And then for the one up at the top, after we had cut that off and made the correct angle, then we held this up. We held a board up next to it and made another mark there.
In essence, we're transferring the edge there so
Right.
we can cut it.
Right.
All right.
So this is the end that goes on the bottom of our shelf. We're matching that up. Everything is matched up, aligned. So we've already cut that top angle on one of our pieces. And now we're going to take a pencil because we got the two boards aligned. And we're going to mark that angle. And now we know that's the piece we're going to need to cut off.
Yep. So repeat.
Yes.
Rinse and repeat.
But we're going to clamp it better this time so I'm not up against the... I need it clamped twice just to hold it in place.
Yeah, I was just giving you a better angle.
Yeah, I know what the better angle is.
Okay.
About across here and this way.
Yeah.
So we have it clamped in two places, so hopefully it won't move.
Now we're putting this is the saw guide,
Straight edge guide, yeah.
and the important thing is that you must not go past this line. Okay. You see what I mean? Because if you do, you will be pushing your saw to make a compound angle, and you don't want that. Not from here, for sure.
We switched up the saw, trying a different.
This is not the right saw either.
What do you want? The one that has...
The one that doesn't have the spine.
My finger is just to help support it against that back for a cut straight.
And you don't need someone else's finger, you can use your very own.
Yes.
But in this case, I'm not doing any progress.
You are.
Can you see what I'm doing? By the way, this silliness with the finger is a Japanese technique to guide your saw with your finger, you know? As long as you don't cut yourself, it's good.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You're not there yet?
No, we're not there yet.
You don't sound like a 3-year-old. Are you there yet?
You do.
There yet?
It is a little tiresome when you're not used to using the hand tools.
It's not as much that as I don't see what I'm doing, you know? So I don't know, I'm halfway through
You're halfway through.
only.
Yeah, but just because it's at an angle.
Yeah, you are at an angle.
Yay!
Go.
Awesomeness. So we're going to drink pilot holes. The line you see there represents the thickness. Alright, as we were doing it, we had marked here and Elpida noticed that that was wrong because the pieces are mirror images and we did not have them as mirror image. So we need to turn the piece 180 degrees, and we did already mark it off camera, sorry guys, but that is an easy mistake to do.
And the way we're marking it is we're using an offcut of the board, which is 3/4 of an inch. We lined it up with the bottom, made our mark, because that's the exact thickness of our bottom shelf. And that means we're going to get our pilot holes in the middle to line up with
Yep.
our bottom shelf.
Now we're doing our pilot holes, and then we're going to attach it at the bottom. Attach at the bottom and not at the top. Okay, now we're going to go and attach those. So we have attached the bottom part of the support, and now we're at the top. We're going to make 2 pilot holes.
We're going to start with one.
We're going to start with 1 pilot hole, sorry. And we are going to use the level. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're going to start the pilot hole, and then we're going to use a level, and we're going to tilt slightly backwards. We have the center of gravity correctly set.
Okay.
And when, are you ready?
Yep.
And now, and we haven't decided yet, we might do it the same on the front, but if we do, it will be the same process, right?
Yep.
I think this is plenty sturdy, to be honest. So we've been using clamps as hands to help us hold the entertainment unit in place, and then we're using a level to make sure we are both plumb, what is that the direction? And level, right? Plumb and level.
Plumb and
All right.
level. And then we also used this one to make sure that this was level with the back of our shelf, our bottom shelf,
And it is?
for placement.
Yep.
Okay.
Which one is this? Is the,
That's the one we need.
okay, where is the other part?
This one.
So we're going to correct them like this,
Yep.
and that will be the top of the easel to prevent the TV from tilting forwards and folding.
Right.
I've been framed again.
Again.
Again. Well, friends, this is our final product for today, other than being finishing. Like, I think the plan for this is to be stained.
Yeah.
There's just not time in the day to stain it and finish the stain.
Right.
And this was made again for specifically Elpida's TV. You might have to change the dimensions that we gave you for a different size TV, right?
Yeah.
And yours is what, a 40 or 50?
I think it's a 43 inch.
Yeah, so it is not for a really small TV. It is for a decent size.
Mm-hmm.
But this, of course, can move up and down, and the elements can change. You can paint it, we can leave it like that. You can stain it, all kinds of things. One of the things we will recommend against is Suzuki buying it because this will bend.
Right. which is really what I would have preferred, but knowing
So we
that
always tell you the cost of those things, right? And in our case, I want to point a couple of things out. We bought good quality wheels and we got good quality wood. So the cost can be lower than
Right.
what we build it for, but yet you cannot buy it for what we build it for.
right,
So we paid around $90 for everything. Three 2x4s. We didn't use one, but we included in the cost. 3 or 4 boards.
it was
Things
3.
in- 3 boards and the wheels. Everything is included in the cost.
Right.
So I don't think that's a bad price. What do you think, Mrs. DIY?
No, it sounds pretty good, especially for, you know, the quality and the design that you want, and the wood looks really good.
And it's custom to the size I needed.
Right. And one of the neat things, let's say in the future you buy a different TV, you can just move this. Just unscrew it and move it up
Right.
or down, right?
Right.
And so I wouldn't say it's totally customizable, but definitely you can customize it
For sure.
a couple of 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Now, for the supports here, if you do not like them, you can use a cable or you can use a metal rod. It will make it look a little more industrial. And we were thinking that about Elpida's apartment, but we couldn't find the metal rod we were looking for, right?
And it'll change your cost, obviously.
Right.
But this worked. It looks really nice.
Ladies, what was the learning? Most difficult thing? Buying the correct amount of wood?
That's always, yeah.
Probably the angle
Yeah.
of the supports was
The angle's a little bit
tricky.
challenging.
Very acute. And also cannot go above 50. And there are tricks you can use, but I don't know them. So.
Something that did help us though is that the nice boards that I bought, the project boards, they were 36 inches exactly, and so that minimized our cutting. We used that as our exact width,
Yeah.
so that was nice.
So if you don't have a lot of equipment to cut with, that will definitely do the job.
Right,
And as you saw for the acute cut, we used a hand tool.
right.
We did not use a power tool, right? So how do you like it?
I really like it. I think
We're
it's gonna be
going to-
great.
We're going to post a picture when it is finished, and even with the TV on it, because I know now it looks a little
Yeah.
out of place, I
Yeah.
guess, right? But you have enough space for a couple of plants or some display in the bottom, right?
Uh-huh.
You have enough place for components,
Yep. And that is open in the back, so the cords won't be an issue.
right? And definitely a nice level for your TV.
Right.
Well, friends, we came to the conclusion of today's episode, and this is the final outcome, the final product. We hope you enjoyed this build as we enjoy building it. If you did like it, we'll appreciate a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything and it really helps the channel. You can also leave comments below. Let us know what else you might want us to see build. From Professor DIY, Mrs. DIY, and Elpida, let's build something together.